Welcome to RankLens. Today, we count down the top 10 countries with the most billionaires. The world's billionaires aren't spread evenly across the globe. They cluster where capital flows fastest, where innovation thrives, where markets run deep and liquid. Today, we're counting down the 10 nations hosting the most billionaires on Earth. The results span continents, from bustling tech hubs to storied financial centers, from commodity powerhouses to trading capitals. Some entries will shock you. Others reveal where real economic power concentrates. Starting at number 10 and building to the world's billionaire capital, here's the countdown. At number 10, Brazil, home to 65 billionaires. Brazil is Latin America's largest economy, anchored by agribusiness, banking, and retail. Brazilian billionaires concentrate in commodities, finance, and consumer goods, the sectors that drive the continent, and those commodities matter globally. Brazil ranks as a top world supplier of soy, beef, and coffee. That means farming, ranching, and cafes worldwide are all linked to Brazilian wealth. These aren't tech billionaires disrupting Silicon Valley. They're dynasty wealth built on land, credit, and goods. From Sao Paulo's gleaming financial towers to the interior farmlands, Brazil's billionaire class reflects an economy balancing commodity legacy with urban growth. At number 9, Taiwan, with 67 billionaires. Taiwan manufactures the majority of the world's most advanced semiconductors, a stunning concentration of global tech production. TSMC, Taiwan's flagship chipmaker, ranks among the world's most valuable companies. This tiny island's tech export economy generates enormous wealth from a compact geographic footprint. Every smartphone, every data center, every AI chip traces back here. The scale is staggering. From iPhones to cloud servers, Taiwan's semiconductor dominance created fortunes that rival those of entire nations. For a nation of just 23 million people, hosting 67 billionaires is remarkable. Proof that concentrated expertise in the right industry can generate wealth at extraordinary density. At number 8, Hong Kong, with 70 billionaires. Hong Kong has one of the world's highest billionaire per capita ratios, more wealth makers per person than almost anywhere. Its low-tax, free-trade financial hub status has long attracted private wealth from across Asia. Property and finance dominate Hong Kong's billionaire class, shaped by the territory's scarce land and astronomical real estate. A single plot of land in Central can be worth hundreds of millions. That constraint, limited space, massive demand, concentrates wealth into real estate and finance like nowhere else. Harbor views, harbor power, harbor money. Hong Kong's billionaires are the flip side of its geographic limitation. Scarcity breeds value. At number 7, Canada, with 82 billionaires. Canada's wealth is rooted in oil sands, mining, timber, and a stable, well-regulated banking sector. That's energy, minerals, and forests, the commodities that fuel global industry. Canada's relatively small population, just 40 million, makes its billionaire count genuinely significant on the world stage. A developed nation with fewer people than California shouldn't host 82 billionaires, yet it does. Toronto and Vancouver are among North America's most active centers of private wealth. These cities rival San Francisco and New York in ambition, though their wealth roots run deeper into natural resources. From Bay Street's banking towers to Vancouver's tech corridor, Canada punches well above its demographic weight. At number 6, Italy, with 96 billionaires. Italy is home to storied luxury fashion dynasties, names like Armani and Prada that define global style. These aren't startups, they're generations-old houses of design. Italy has the third largest economy in the Eurozone, yet much of that wealth traces back centuries. Family-controlled conglomerates, not tech startups, define Italy's billionaire landscape. Armani, Prada, LVMH connections, leather goods, watches, the wealth comes from craft, brand, and heritage. While Silicon Valley chases disruption, Italian billionaires inherit empires built on taste. These are dynasties. Their power is quiet but absolute. A single family controls a brand that dresses millions worldwide. That's old world wealth in a modern economy. At number 5, Russia, with 107 billionaires. Russia's billionaire class largely emerged from a specific moment, post-Soviet privatization in the 1990s. When the Soviet Union collapsed, state assets became available to those with connections and capital. What followed was a decade of wealth consolidation, unlike anywhere else on Earth. Oil and gas dominate Russia's wealth landscape, reflecting its vast energy reserves. Russia ships energy globally, pipelines to Europe, exports to Asia, and billionaires own the infrastructure. That makes Russia's billionaire count striking given its relatively small formal stock market and restricted capital flows. A closed economy, yet 147 billionaires. That's concentration born from resource monopoly and historical accident. At number 4, Germany, with 211 billionaires. Germany has Europe's largest economy, built on export-driven manufacturing, precision engineering, and industrial discipline. Many German billionaires trace their wealth to family-owned industrial dynasties, companies built over centuries. The luxury car sector alone, BMW, Mercedes, Porsche, generates significant dynastic wealth. These are not new fortunes. They're inherited empires in industries where Germany dominates globally. Mittelstand companies, mid-sized, family-owned manufacturers create billionaires quietly, decade after decade. Germany's economy is unglamorous but deep. No venture capital hype, no tech bubbles, just solid industrial wealth spanning generations. 211 billionaires from discipline and engineering excellence. At number 3, India, with 227 billionaires. India is the world's most populous nation, with a fast-growing entrepreneurial class creating wealth at remarkable speed. Indian billionaires concentrate in tech, conglomerates, and fast-moving consumer goods, sectors that serve a domestic market of over $1 billion. That scale is unmatched. A product that reaches even a fraction of India's population creates fortunes. India's economy has ranked among the world's fastest-growing for over a decade. That growth translates directly to new billionaires. From pharmaceutical kings to software moguls, from retail dynasties to industrial conglomerates, India's billionaires span sectors. They're building for a country still rising, still urbanizing, still discovering its economic potential. 227 billionaires reflects a nation accelerating. At number 2, China, with 539 billionaires. China has the world's second-largest economy, built on 4 decades of rapid industrialization and manufacturing might. Yet here's the shocking part. China has roughly 4 times the US population, yet about half its billionaire count. That ratio matters. China's tech and manufacturing sectors have created hundreds of new fortunes since 2000. Alibaba, Tencent, ByteDance, BYD, names that barely existed 20 years ago, now create billionaires. These aren't inherited family dynasties. They're entrepreneurial wealth from rapid market expansion. Beijing's tech zone rivals any global hub. Yet, despite scale, growth, and manufacturing dominance, China still doesn't match a certain nation's wealth concentration. That gap reveals something about capital markets, stock values, and what happens when trillions concentrate in one place. At number 1, the United States, with 988 billionaires. The US hosts the world's largest stock market, a capital machine that amplifies wealth at scale unmatched anywhere. Silicon Valley and Wall Street are dominant engines of American billionaire wealth. Tesla, Apple, Meta, Google, Amazon. These tech giants alone have created hundreds of billionaires through stock options and IPOs. The financial sector adds another layer. American real estate, private equity, hedge funds, every wealth generation engine runs hotter here. The US total nearly doubles second place China's count. No other nation comes close. This isn't just GDP or population, it's capital concentration. Deep markets, strong property rights, venture capital networks, and a culture that celebrates founders. That combination creates billionaires at a rate the world has never seen. These rankings reveal a simple truth. Billionaires cluster where markets are deep, capital flows freely, and growth happens fastest. The top countries span different models: energy exporters like Russia, manufacturing powerhouses like Germany, commodity giants like Brazil, and tech-first nations like Taiwan. Yet they share something fundamental: systems that concentrate wealth at scale. The rise of India, China, and other emerging economies shows billionaire making is no longer Western only. But the US lead remains overwhelming. Nearly 1,000 billionaires reflects centuries of capital accumulation, not just current growth. Understanding billionaire geography tells us where power, innovation, and investment really flow. And that's the top 10 countries with the most billionaires. If you enjoyed this countdown, subscribe to RankLens for more.